300,000 more employees in Singapore will soon be covered by mandatory insurance for work injuries, and those who are hurt will be eligible for quicker and higher payouts.
Now, this comes after a bill to better protect workers and employers was passed in Parliament today. It will also see companies with safer work records pay lower insurance premiums. Melissa Goh with this report.
That is unlikely to change.
Faster claims, higher payouts and fewer injuries. This is what the new Work Injury Compensation Act wants to achieve.
The past 3 years, an average of about 15,000 work injury compensation claims were awarded, with a total payout close to $115 million per year for wage and lump sum compensation.
The payout limits will get higher even before the Act takes effect in September 2020. Come January, the caps for death and permanent incapacity will increase by about 10% and about 25% for medical expenses. Soon, employers must also purchase insurance for all non-manual staff and not just those working in factories or earning below $1,600 a month. The salary threshold will first be raised to $2,100 next April and to $2,600 in 2 years' time. Employees placed on light duties can also receive for up to 2 weeks their regular pay as though they were on medical leave. Employers must report to the Manpower Ministry all work-related medical leave and when employees are moved to light duties.
This is to address the concern that some irresponsible employers may try to avoid reporting of work accidents by attempting to influence doctors to give fewer days of medical leave or light duties.
Employees can switch to another doctor without their employer's consent too. Mr. Zaki also pointed out moves for greater transparency, which rewards safer employers.
Today, there is no information sharing between insurers of their clients' past claim records. This has resulted in safer companies subsidizing the less safe companies, as there is little premium differentiation between these companies.
Past claim records will be shared with all designated insurers. Employers with good safety records will enjoy lower premiums, and if workers get injured, there will be faster and simpler claims. Designated insurers will process all claims instead of having the Manpower Ministry handling some of them. Now, about 20% of permanent incapacity claims take more than half a year to resolve. This is because employees must wait until an injury is fully stabilized before such a claim can be assessed.
Delay in settling the compensation means the injured employee will receive their compensation later. Employers of injured foreign employees will incur higher upkeep and maintenance expenses, as well as the increased uncertainty for all parties involved.
With the changes, doctors can assess current incapacity for faster resolution. Claims will also be made automatically for fatal and serious injuries. And to safeguard employers from misleading policies, there will be a set of standard terms for insurance policies that are compliant with the new Act.
13 MPs spoke in support of the new Work Injury Compensation Bill, but they also brought up issues like concerns over business costs and the need to clarify the difference between medical leave and light duty. Ahmad Khan with more.
From 2021, employers need to buy insurance for all non-manual staff who earn up to $2,600 monthly. This is expected to cover 300,000 more employees.
Employers at first sight feel that the increase in coverage is too drastic, as it will inevitably mean that companies will have to spend more in insurance premiums covering more employees.
My advice for employers who are concerned about higher premiums is for them to strengthen their risk management processes and prevent accidents. This will help them achieve savings in premiums.
At least 3 MPs spoke about even better protection for employees. Suggestions include higher coverage for compulsory insurance and faster implementation.
As automation and technology increasingly change the way we work, we are seeing more working people multitasking, taking on additional job roles and responsibilities. While they might be considered as non-manual workers, part of their job responsibilities will increasingly expand. Their day-to-day job might be office-based, but the job roles and functions might require them to be around in an environment where the risk of injury is high.
The ministry had originally proposed during the public consultation to raise the salary cap in one step. However, employers were concerned about the cost pressures they were already facing and an uncertain economic outlook. So the eventual outcome of a two-step increase was a tripartite consensus.
Several MPs also sought for clarity on the new rule that workers on light duties can receive for up to 2 weeks their regular pay, as though they are on medical leave.
I agree with the MPs that we can do more to reduce confusion on the ground, so we will work with the medical community and seek their professional opinion on the grounds for doctors to prescribe either medical leave or light duties.
Some MPs also brought up the issue of coverage for self-employed persons, or SEPs.
I urge continuing efforts by the Ministry to afford comparable protection to the more vulnerable workers currently excluded from Wica coverage because they are classified as self-employed persons, namely such workers in higher risk occupations and those who earn lower income and thereby are less able to weather the storm of work injury.
Mr. Zaki confirmed the Act does not cover them, as there is no control over their work conditions and hours.
To protect themselves, the Ministry has encouraged SEPs to buy prolonged medical leave insurance or PML insurance and personal accident insurance or PAI to mitigate the income loss and cost of medical treatment in the event of a work injury. SEPs can also consider seeking damages from third parties from the common law.
The coverage of mental illness was also discussed. Mr. Zaki said employees can be compensated for mental disorders under certain conditions if the injury is a clinically diagnosed mental disorder and if the mental disorder is caused by an accident that happened during work. He added there have been 3 such successful claims in the last 5 years, and they include persons with post-traumatic stress disorder.